Your Place is a community research project. We're one of 9 community research networks funded by UKRI to embed research across Staffordshire with young people. So use participatory action research to engage young people across the county to create change in Staffordshire and make Staffordshire a county that is safe, sustainable and a county where young people want to live.
We've worked in community research for a long time at the university, and it was thinking about what were the next steps, and there was a project which looked to combine universities with communities to think about better ways of delivering research that was impactful in communities. So we worked with Skivvies, so Staffordshire Council for Voluntary Youth Service, to think about how can we work better together on research that impacts young people and is done with young people as opposed to just to them.
I think there are several things that are unique about Know Your Place. So firstly, there's the length of funding. For us, it's the first time we'll have had 5 years of funding to deliver a programme. But I think in terms of the network that we're a part of, what's unique about Know Your Place is that it's youth-led. So the Young People Steering Group are the critical driving force in this. They will be choosing the research topics and they will be driving the whole agenda really for the programme.
I got involved because I felt like Staffordshire needed to be improved, and I thought that the youth should be the one who can change Staffordshire because we're the younger generation, and hopefully we can, from our perspective, try to improve it for the next generation.
I want a place where we are able to go out and be in our area as teenagers or as young people, and creating a space that shows support and gives an area of safe space for young people.
We're trying to almost break that stereotypical norm that research is somebody coming in, you fill out a survey and you go. This is research as it goes. I think to truly get a representation of what it is to be a young person in Staffordshire, you've got to ask them yourselves.
The Young People Steering Group are the group that we run all of our kind of decisions through. Today, for example, they've been helping us decide on a logo. We've had a designer that they wrote a brief for, and the designer today has been and presented 5 different logos, and they'll be choosing their favourite from those.
It's for them to take ownership of the project. We could quite easily have made a decision on a logo, but it might not represent what they want the project to be.
They're also going to be trained as community researchers, so they will be leading their own parts of the research process too, and will be influencing directly those decision makers across the county.
It's nice to know that you can shape your own future, that this world will be yours and you get a say in that.
Today's session is our annual Know Your Place residential. We're here at Alton Towers. Young people have come along today to start really thinking about what community research is and what community research is going to mean for them on the Know Your Place project. We've been kind of working away in the background thinking about the qualification award that young people will get as part of their role with Know Your Place.
We've also worked to think about what the makeup of the group looks like, so being able to build from a base that we've had over the course of the last 12 months and bring in new recruits, bring in new members to where we are today, and it's really nice to see new faces, new opinions.
Today we've actually come to Alton Towers just to discuss about KYP and to see how we can expand KYP and follow it throughout the 5 years.
It's about being professional and learning what you need to know and how to be the best community researcher you can, while also having respect for others and learning to understand others' opinions.
If you want to research people, then you've got to plan how to do it, and you've got to think about the questions you ask and how that could affect people.
They've made superheroes out of Play-Doh of what they think a community researcher should be, and then they've gone around different stations of the cycle of community research, of planning, how they look at data, and there's specific questions that we've had where they've got to think of what skills and qualities their superhero would need to become the ultimate community researcher. And they're currently working on the ripples of impact, where if Know Your Place is dropped into the middle of a pond, essentially what ripples out, what effect can the project have, what impact can we have?
It means that we are using a structured and some might say scientific method to learn and then enact positive changes within the community.
Every time we do a session, they're becoming more confident with us, they're more willing to share ideas.
We're here today with our Innovator Organisations, having advertised and recruited 10 Innovator Organisations, and they're having their first launch event and training day downstairs as we speak. All of this is about setting everything up to thrive in year 2. So our Innovator Organisations being trained to go out and carry out their place-based creative consultations, our Understand Your Place consultations with young people.
For many, it's their first introduction to participatory action research, and they'll be using that to underpin then Understand Your Place and Change Your Place projects. We've been doing loads of different things, so we've used some cards to help them think about how they're feeling about their projects. We've been doing some group work to get them talking about their projects, and we've been doing lots of kind of discussion within the group, helping us think through what those projects will look like.
We've had an amazing day actually. It's the first time as a group we've all had the opportunity to meet each other, and there are such diverse projects that are represented here today, and that's amazing to meet all those people.
We're all from different areas within Staffordshire, which I think will be really interesting because Staffordshire's so diverse. I think that's quite unique in that they've asked grassroots organisations to take part.
I think it's important that things like this mean that we're skilling staff and young people to consult people in a way that's creative and engaging, and they're at the centre of it. And then not only are they doing that, but they also have the funding to support them to make change and then hopefully create that ripple effect.
My role as evaluator for the project alongside Stephen Griggs is we will work with the Innovator Organisations on a voluntary basis. So we'll speak to them at different touch points throughout the project. So we'll have an initial conversation after their research consultations, and a final discussion once they've finished their Change Your Place project. All with trying to develop an understanding of what it is that they've been doing, how it's gone, and the difference that that's making.
So we've spent year 1 really establishing our project. We have our young people steering group ready as training as community researchers to go out and conduct research. We have our Innovator Organisations ready to go and carry out their creative consultations in that more place-based approach across Staffordshire. For our change makers, now's the time to listen. We're saying to you as change makers, we're about to go and find out what young people say about living in Staffordshire. So are you ready to listen to us?